Hello, Artful Manifestors. Welcome back. In this reading, we're going to be exploring what craft you're here to master, where your energy is best directed for long term growth and soul aligned service. And of course, I always set my intentions for your highest and best good. My readings are here to offer you insight, hope, and guidance. And to choose your reading, you're going to pick from one of the crystals or one of the cards I'm about to reveal. If you hear any shuffling or pitter patters in the background, that is my dog. Sometimes it's like as soon as I start connecting with your energy, they sense it and they get a little restless. If you have fur babies, let me know. Let me know what kind you have. Cats, dogs, big, small. I honestly think she just wants me to stop talking because she's trying to sleep. That's Agnes the Chewini, and I do have images of them on my Instagram if you haven't already seen. All right, let's look at these cards. For reading number 1, this is the image. Oh, I did have it right the first time. This is the image, which is card number 31. Reading 1, card 31. And for reading number 2, this is the image, which is card number 1. So we have a turkey and a whale. And for reading number 3, we have this image, which is card number 19. I'm not 100% sure what kind of bird that is. I'm hearing kestrel. Definitely some kind of bird of prey, I believe. And a little bee. All right. And if you're interested in what the crystals are, let me introduce those to you now. For reading number 1, we have the Goddess Stone. And for reading number 2, we have Yellow Citrine. And for reading 3, we have Grape Agate. All right, let your intuition guide you. Whichever image or crystal you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, you're always welcome to listen to 2 or even all 3 of the readings, as there may be additional guidance for you there. I do list all the cards that I use in the description box below, and if I happen to have a link where you can find those cards, I include those as well. Enjoy your readings. Hello, reading number 1. You chose the Goddess Stone. Hello, reading number 1. You chose the Goddess Stone, which is sometimes called a fairy stone. It's also called Menelite, but I like calling it the Goddess Stone, and I really like this one. They come in all interesting little shapes. As the name suggests, it's definitely connected to feminine energy. Now, you don't have to be of the feminine gender to connect to feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy. But this is this kind of feminine mystery, womb wisdom, um, creative, intuitive energy. It connects also to your ancestral feminine lineage. So the women that came before you, all of their songs, their prayers, their pain, their resilience, their magic that's within you. It kind of opens up pathways to these blood ancestors and spiritual ones as well. It's great for gentle healing of the sacral chakra. It helps you to reclaim gifts that you may have lost through suppression or silencing of the feminine. You know, I talked about this a little bit in the last reading, you know, kind of like keeping the peace rather than voicing what you want. Many times women suffer in pain in order to keep the peace. It's also the crone energy. So it is both the maiden, really I feel it's the maiden, mother, and crone energy, all three. It's that wise energy. It's somebody who can work with lunar cycles, but also, you know, travel underworld. It's that journey of rebirth, intuitive dreaming, transitions, the descent and the reemergence. And of course, it's connected to the earth's womb. Also, the root chakra, opening up that root chakra in a gentle, receptive way that allows you to feel grounded. Yeah, and I'm hearing cycles. And this one I love. It even has these concentric circles, you know, which reminds me of the spiral. It's these cycles, it's these ripples through time. All right, and then we have here magnetism through gratitude with a turkey, which even though it's a bird, it's also connected to the earth. And it's card number 31, which comes out to be a 4 when we reduce it, which is a very stable number. So I see you anchoring stability, groundedness, but still with a direct line to the divine. And this type of reciprocity, I always have trouble with that words, but you're reciprocating this energy through gratitude. It's, you know, it has this turkey, which is very often seen on the ground. It's grounded wisdom, is what I want to say. And it invites you to walk in ceremony with nature. It enhances this awareness of subtle earth rhythms. It helps to release scarcity fears and shift into generosity. Remember, we're talking about that. It's like a cycle. You give something and somebody appreciates it. You receive something and you appreciate it. Even receiving things from earth. So it's, I see somebody sitting with their food and they don't just eat their food. They don't say a simple prayer, like go through the motions of saying the words, but when they eat their food, they genuinely can see in their mind's eye, in their energy, or they give thought to truly every aspect of nature that helped bring that meal. So the sunshine, the wind, the water, the rain, the farmer, the truck driver, everybody who had hands in bringing that food to them. It's like they see the insects that pollinate that food. It's like they see the whole lineage of that food before it got to their plate, and they have true appreciation for all of those things. And it's this mindful presence and gratitude that attracts this abundance that we see in these 3 cups with hearts in them. Really, really beautiful. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. We want to know what you're mastering, what you're here to master. Where your energy is best directed for long-term growth and soul-aligned service. This is like your sacred craft. What is reading number 1's sacred craft that they're mastering? All right, I think this card, 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, which is all about crafting. We see these hands up here. And the High Priestess. Remember I mentioned the moon energy. You know, the last card is really what you're mastering. And so I feel like, you know, we should start with this card. But what I'm seeing is like overall quiet reverence and mystery. The High Priestess is a card of mystery. And this is the card of what you're here to master. And this is your craft, is a deep calling, a caller to a deeper tending of the liminal. It's this quiet reverence. To be this, we see this spider web here, right? To be this weaver of the seen and unseen. Holding that silence between worlds. The High Priestess is an oracle, a devotee, but not a devotee to a religion or dogma or human, you know, but a devotee to themselves, to cosmic divinity, to Mother Nature. There's this ritual, this sacred study, and we see the moons and the star. It's like I see you drinking moonbeams. Perhaps you charge your water in the moon and lay your crystals out to be cleansed in the moon. it's these daily acts of devotion that are weaving this sacredness into everything that you do. Just like we talked about with this turkey card, someone having gratitude for every person that touched their food before it came to their plate. The Seven of Pentacles is like the completion of something that's yielded something tangible. And so I feel like this is the card of, what you're carrying over from the past. It's in the last phase, your bold fire that was lit is these are like the seeds that you already planted, and now you're seeing they're worthy of your energy moving forward. But I really get this sense that it's like usually when we see death and rebirth, it looks a little bit scarier, but this is more like you've completed some phase and now you're moving on to this next phase. You're taking the lessons that you learned from this, the skills that you learned from this, and now you're weaving it into this next thing, this next phase, this next creative project. And again, I'm getting the sense that this period is not flashy. Although people may see your work depending on what you're doing. I see you working quietly, and then maybe they see your work later, like an artist or a writer who, a writer is going to work on their own writing, but then the world reads their book. It's that kind of energy. But, you could be making quilts. You could literally be weaving, knitting, crocheting. But as you do it, you're enjoying it, because the Eight of Pentacles it's that type of energy. And look at this spider web again. Yeah, I definitely see somebody sewing, weaving, crocheting, knitting. If that's you, let me know. It's this type of energy that while you work, time seems to disappear. I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, but what they're showing me is that as you're painting, writing, sewing, weaving, you're even cooking, everything. It's like you step into this state of grace, of peace, and time just poof. And what you don't realize, or maybe some of you do, is that you are channeling this divine energy into your creation, whatever that creation is, so that other people, if it's a blanket, they can wrap themselves in that. It's so beautiful. What they're showing me is absolutely beautiful. And maybe perhaps what it started is through this gratitude. Maybe you had a gratitude journal that you wrote in consistently to anchor in that practice, and now maybe you don't write in it anymore, but you still practice it. It just comes automatically. You're, maybe in a past life or earlier in this life, your critical mind saw things that went wrong or could go wrong, and somehow you've shifted that to be more appreciative and see what goes right. And as a result, the universe is mirroring that back to you. Oh, you see what's right? Let me give you more things that are right. And it's this magnet. And so now you're just this beautiful open vessel to channel this energy into everything that you do and create. And then it ripples just like this stone. We see these ripples, it ripples out into the world. Sometimes it's through a direct creation like a blanket or a book or a painting or a song. Other times it's just this you being you and other people being in that energy or observing your energy, and it ripples out. They notice how you are, they notice the quiet reverence that you have for nature, for animals, for plants, for everything, and how this continued reciprocation of energy just continues to bless you, and it just ripples out. So beautiful. Yeah, I see that what you're here to master is that quiet reverence, that devotion, and it's not a loud way of doing it. It's this high priestess. It's really, really beautiful. Reading number 1. This feels so sacred, so powerful. You're being initiated into a deeper rhythm where your work becomes your worship. And this, again, they're showing me you almost like stepping out of time into this liminal space as you work, and just anchoring in this beautiful energy for others to benefit from. And of course, you as well. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read y'all's comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. You chose the yellow citrine as well as this card that says abundance. The yellow citrine is a stone of abundance. It's sometimes called the merchant stone or the success stone. So I love that. And I know there's some kind of phrase regarding a well. It's not coming to my mind right now, but they are enormous, right? They do represent abundance. So already such a strong message of abundance. The citrine is not only about amplifying your financial wealth, but also creativity, friendship, relationships, opportunities, confidence. So it encourages wise investments of time, energy, and resources. It enhances self-worth and inner authority by dissolving self-doubt, indecision, any kind of energy of feeling like you're powerless to circumstances. It also helps clear the auric field and raises the frequency of a person or a space. And look at this. I mean, doesn't it look like that's what this describing is? You saw me shuffle the cards, and it's amazing how they match so well. And this is card number 9, which is wishes fulfilled. It's something about to be completed. There's also an energy of clarity, vitality, joy, lightness. I, wells are known for their communication with a song. I'm not sure if somebody here sings or works with music or crystal bowls, some kind of sound, but they're showing me some kind of vibrational work using sound or frequencies, vibration, energy to heal, to create, to manifest. Let's dive into the tarot cards and see what else we can find out. What is reading number 2 meant to master? What are they mastering at this time? If you work with sound, please let me know. They keep showing me somebody working with sound. I'm going to take the card that revealed itself, the Hierophant. And what really stands out to me are these radiating lines. It is a maze, but it kind of reminds me of concentric circles. Again, like sound, vibration. Well, these cards are just, look at that. The 6 of Swords, but look who's in it. These 2 whales. Wow. All right. If you love whales or you've seen whales recently, please let me know. It could also be a sign. You may see whales in the future on a commercial, on a billboard. You might hear someone talking about them, and that's your guides reminding you of your message. Wow, it's amazing how your cards just keep flipping out. All right. Look at the rainbow here. That may also be a sign, wells and rainbows. You're building a new temple. Now, whether this is a physical, external temple, it's a new body, a new you. It could also be some type of community. It can be something that you're creating, like a sacred offering, a class. For many, I feel it's probably your inner cosmology, your inner belief system that you're building, you're creating. This is something, it's like you are the Hierophant. And now this is the next stage. It's expanding. Remember I said I saw ripples. I know this is a maze, but I saw ripples. So it's like you're already the Hierophant, but now it's expanding. With the 6 of Swords, it's, the 6 of Swords is always about leaving turbulent waters to calmer waters. And oh, this card is in a placement of like daily practices, right? Rituals that you can create to help you master your craft. These are those small acts that if you do them regularly, they will transform you, transform your life. So, the daily ritual of release, of choosing peace over perfection, of letting the mind sail towards clarity. So, some kind of practice, meditating. For some of you, it's meditating. And it may be sitting down quietly with your legs crossed, lighting an incense, hitting a bell and meditating. For others, I see you writing down, emptying your mind, and just tossing that aside. Maybe you have a journal of all these emptyings of the mind at the end of the day. For others, I see some kind of physical activity, maybe like exercise, like going for a run or doing yoga or something, some kind of workout or physical activity. And there may be other ways that you do this, but just leaving behind those thoughts that aren't nourishing you, leaving conversations or energies that kind of drain your nervous system, drain your energy. And I also see, somebody taking a shower at the end of the day, clearing their aura. I see somebody else smudging themselves. They're showing me the turkey feather from the previous reading, which I didn't mention. You could do a ritual with a turkey feather. I'm actually seeing a turkey vulture feather or turkey vulture feathers that have been put together like a little fan to clear the aura. So many ways that you can do kind of a ritual, this daily act, to help you leave any patterns of mental self-judgment, obsession, over-efforting, overthinking. Again, it could be a walk, a bath, a breath, a sentence, but I see you doing this every day, and this is what's going to transform you. It's this daily practice of leaving that turbulence behind. And I know that the devil is scary for so many people, but this is what you're here to master. This card is showing up in the place of the position of what you're currently mastering. So it's reclaiming your sensual, embodied magic. It's liberating yourself from false power, addictive loops, fear-based control, and guiding others to do the same. This is your sacred shadow, initiating you into freedom. You're creating structures that illuminate rather than imprison. So it's not these loops, it's not these relationships that keep you chained or tethered or restricted or caged, but it's these rituals that are illuminating your energy, your path, your soul, your clarity. You're transmuting shame into sovereignty. Yeah, it's really quite beautiful. And your sacred craft may be helping others to see what binds them and how to unlovingly, how to lovingly untie or undo these chains, unlock. Yeah, and again, they're showing me sound, something about sound. So maybe that's how you do it. Maybe you're chanting, maybe you're using mantras, maybe on the way home from work, you're singing at the top of your lungs, and that's helping you to release anything that you accumulated during the day. It's like because you've changed your belief system, you no longer uh, see the shadow aspects of yourself as bad, as something that needs to be punished. Um, you're approaching it in a new way, and you're honoring the whole you, is what I see. You're alchemizing these old beliefs uh, into something new that honors you and liberates you. And I see many of you doing something to help others, something that's related to sound or vibration. If that resonates with you, pun intended, um, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you're doing with sound, how you're using it. Again, it could be those crystal bowls, it could be mantras, singing, drumming, something that I didn't mention, maybe tuning forks. I see somebody playing a flute. So beautiful. I love these daily rituals they're showing me. If you already have your daily ritual, please let me know. Please share it. Reading number 2. So in awe of you. Wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the Grape Agate as well as card number 19. It says on here, focus on the big picture. And I had to check, it's not a kestrel, it's a hawk. So perhaps that's a message for me. You know, with the Grape Agate, focus on the big picture, this bee here, I'm hearing something about community because, you know, grapes and the grape agate, it's like a little cluster. We see a bunch of little, I want to say globes, little spheres, right, clustered together, just like grapes. So there's something about community, seeing the big picture, um, maybe not being so focused on your goal that you alienate others, is what they're saying to me. There's something about community. Grape agate is a great stimulator of the third eye and crown chakra. It enhances inner vision, clairvoyance, spiritual sensitivity. It supports lucid dreaming, astral travel, deep meditation, opens up access to higher wisdom, guides, dream teachers. They are telling me somebody has a guide that's a hawk. So that message is for you. If there's somebody here that you know, you always see hawks, they seem to show up for you. So just notice that. Yeah. And I'm seeing this person or people, there may be more than one of you, is seeing a hawk flying, or perch somewhere. It may even come almost like towards you. Although you may also see them in readings or in pictures, but really I'm seeing you seeing hawks in real life. Very cool. And yes, it is a guide. This is one of your guides that speaks to you or gets your attention through hawks. All right, the grape agate, back to the grape agate. It also helps invite this deep inner peace, emotional regulation. It is great for psychic boundaries and protection. It kind of creates a buffer between you and other energies, and it helps you discern truth from projection in psychic impressions. So it helps you navigate those energies from, that the third eye travel. It's great to use during divination, spiritual work, or if you're a person that channels or you're a medium. This is a nice stone to have by you while you do that. And again, there's something about harmonizing the collective. And also, they're showing me not just community, but the inner collective, like your inner family. You've probably heard the term inner child. You also have aspects of you that are nurturing, like we'd want a mother to be, that are protective, like we want a father to be. And whether or not your biological parents were that, you embody all that kind of family inside you, a whole kind of community, an inner collective. And so there's something about you bringing that into harmony. There's also something about light, solar energy. Bees very much are connected to the sun. We see a lighthouse here. We see this prism coming out of the eye, the pupil. There's something about solar energy. And it's like going outside, and I've mentioned this in previous sessions, facing the sun. If you can be outside when the sun rises or sets, that's a great time to absorb those rays. There's something so beautiful and special about those. But also, I see you, and this is a practice I use, going outside, facing the sun, closing your eyes, and just absorbing the sun rays through your eyelids. Something happens. There's some kind of activation and reset and cleansing that's happening, downloads. With the grape, agate, and the hawk, again, there's this intuitive sight, this discernment. And hawks are tied to sun energy. So there's this personal will, radiant self. Fly as yourself. So there's this authenticity. This just feels really powerful. You know, the hawk energy teaches you to soar, when to soar, when to strike. And you see this point where it's sitting on this focused point because its energy is focused, not scattered. So focusing on the big picture instead of scattering your energy amongst too many small details. Let's get some tarot cards and get some more information. What craft is reading number 3 here? Okay, here to master. Wow, the Hierophant. This is the first card that came out in reading number 2, and it just flew out of your card. If you were drawn to reading number 2, you may want to take a look at that. And I know the colors are wrong, but we see these different colors and we see the arch like a rainbow. And here we see the rainbow, and I mentioned that in reading number 2. I'm hearing solar bands. I don't even know what solar bands are, but if you do, let me know. That's a message for you. All right, 4 of Pentacles, transformation, going through a portal. And the Hanged One. All right, so the Hierophant here is, it's a calling to serve as a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern need. And we see this channeling. You're channeling this ancient wisdom from ancestors. And you're presenting it in a way that people in modern times can, they're telling me like translation. It's like a translation. You know, we can read ancient text and understand what they're saying, but to be able to think of how to apply it in today's terms, the way that we live our life today, how can we apply these wisdoms? And that's what I see you doing. Wow. That's so cool. So you might be doing this just by your own need, anchoring that in, although I do get the strong message of you teaching in some way. So again, this could be some kind of course that you're teaching, some kind of system you're creating, some kind of content that you put on the internet, or this livable container of this knowledge that, you know, you do things and people are like, why are you doing that? And then when you explain it, they're just like, wow. And it just anchors it in, and maybe it affects them and they start to adopt some of these things. And, you know, this is always a portal to me. The 4 of Pentacles may have different meanings in other decks, but I'm a very visual person, and I see a swan and a dragonfly, which are both symbols of transformation, and this what looks like an ancient portal. So again, and it almost looks like nighttime here, right? Or it does with these stars, and then here we see this daylight. And what that means to me, it's like you're receiving this message, you're going into that dark place, right? Into the inner self, the inner wisdom, the mystery, and then you're bringing that with you through this portal into the present, into the waking. It's very grounded. It's This card is about, it's in the place of what kind of rituals, so what kind of daily habits you would do to get you to the point that you want to be. Um, so it's protecting your energy through clear start and stop containers. So just how we have this doorway, right? It's like, you know, like a therapist that starts a timer when they see a client, and then that timer goes off and that stops. It could be using a bell to show the beginning and the ending of something. They're showing me a judge that, hits that, um, I don't know, is it called a gavel? They hit it, when they start court, and then they hit it again when they end court. So it's like containing these energetic exchanges, because I do see you working with people in some way. So somehow, um, con- containing these energetic exchangements. Is that a word? Exchangements? Exchanges. Yeah, so ritualizing those moments of energetic clearly, especially after holding space for others. Decluttering routines, finances, emotional clutter that leak your power. So you might ask yourself, what needs a firm yes or no in my life right now? And build little, just tiny little things, micro practices that help you hold your center as the world spins. Yeah, it's this energetic containment. That's the ritual that you want to practice. And that's going to lead you to the hanged man, the hanged one, which is the mastering that art of pause before response. Makes perfect sense with this energetic containment, because I see you using this even in conversation, this energetic containment. So, not feeling pressured to respond immediately, but taking that pause. It's going to be so powerful and so empowering. And I also see you refining your inner sight. We see somebody hanging upside down, which is all about a new perspective. But I see you refining your inner sight to see from spirit's perspective. And again, teaching. I see you teaching others how to reframe, release, and realign from within. And again, you could be doing this as a yoga instructor through creating content, teaching a spiritual course. This is surrender through intention, mastery through letting go, wisdom through stillness. It's this ultimate trust of knowing that you don't always have to take action because the next step is going to reveal itself through your stillness. So you're mastering this art of being that person who waits, listens, and speaks only when the soul says yes, and knows exactly, like, I just see this person who never gets stressed out because they know things are going to work out. Like, something happens and everybody's like panicking, like, oh no, we don't have this, we have this meeting and so was supposed to bring this thing and we don't have it. And you're just like, "Ah, somebody's gonna show up with something, And sure enough, somebody does. Somebody shows up with something. And maybe it wasn't that exact thing that so and so was supposed to bring. Maybe it turns out even better. I'm hearing like improv, but it's not a rushed improv. It's a wait and see. Wait and see what shows up. And I'm going to know, I'm going to be guided on how to use that. Really nice. Wow. So I see you just stepping fully into this sacred role, um, learning to contain and protect your sacred energy and allowing divine timing to shape your offerings. Absolutely amazing. Reading number 3. I'm in awe of this and your energy. It just feels so peaceful. Please let me know if it resonates, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.